And we welcome you to beautiful Langhorst Field on the campus of Elmhurst College. Blue Jay football this afternoon. It's Elmhurst taking on the Big Blue of Millikin. Very pleasant good afternoon, everybody. My name is Mark Kruger. Delighted to bring you all the action here this afternoon. We thank you so much for logging on to BlueJayTV.com. The Blue Jays of Elmhurst come into this afternoon's game with a record of 1-5. They won their season opener on the road against Aurora University. They were actually trailing 13-0 in that game, came back to win it 21-20. So it was a good start to the season, but then the CCIW conference competition came along, and the Blue Jays have lost 5 in a row. 5 losses: Augustana, Carroll, Carthage, Washington, and last week down in Bloomington, they lost to Illinois Wesleyan, the league leaders. 44-28 was the final in that one. Meanwhile, the Big Blue of Millikin enjoying a very, very good season. The Big Blue come into this afternoon's game with an overall record of 5-1, 4-1 in the CCIW. They currently have a 3-game winning streak. 3 wins against the CCIW competition: Augustana, Carroll, and last week up in Kenosha, they knocked off Carthage by a score of 33-29. Their only loss coming on September 22nd at Wheaton. And the Thunder beat them rather easily. 63-6 was the final in that game.
Millikin won the toss, deferred.
Well, Millikin won the toss, elected to defer. So we'll take a look at the Blue Jay offense to start the game. One of the big factors this afternoon is certainly going to be the weather, and they are going to be huge wind gusts. As a matter of fact, they're anticipating wind gusts of up to 40 to 45 miles an hour. There is a wind advisory up until 6 o'clock here in the Elmhurst area, so it is definitely going to affect the passing game, the kicking game as well. We've had a rain shower about a half hour ago. We may get a little bit of a rain during the game as well. So the weather conditions certainly going to be a factor. It is homecoming weekend here in Elmhurst. A lot of things going on. Big volleyball tournament going on at R.A. Fagnall Hall. Parking lot jam-packed, tailgating. We got some food trucks going on out here, and great festivities going on despite the tough weather. 49 degrees currently here in Elmhurst, and we're going to take a look. Jawan Gaines is back deep. You see the Blue Jays with the navy blue jerseys and the white pants they're going with here this afternoon, the Columbia blue helmet. Meanwhile, the Big Blue all in white. The white jerseys, the white pants, the blue helmets, and the blue numbers. And we are just about ready to go here. Adam Peters will kick it away here for Millikin. This, by the way, the 63rd meeting between Millikin and Elmhurst, and there you get a great idea of what we can expect here this afternoon as the wind blows the ball off the tee. The Big Blue, by the way, leads the all-time series 44-18. Series dates back all the way to 1931. Millikin beat Elmhurst back then 25-0, and the second time the wind plays havoc with the football, so Quintaz Wright is going to come up and hold the ball for Adam. Currently kicking with the wind here to start, and they're going to keep it away, and this is going to be before caught by Mamisher. Jacob Mamisher fair caught the short kick. And so it'll be Blue Jay football with pretty good field position here to start the ball game here. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line.
We'll start 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
You mentioned the Blue Jays coming off of a loss last week at Illinois Wesleyan. 44-28 was the final in that game. And this is going to Ben Holloway, and Holloway will have a loss of about 3 on the play. Jake Tahaney is the starting quarterback. The Blue Jays have had their share of injuries at the quarterback position. 4 different quarterbacks have taken snaps this year. Orlando Hernandez is your number 1 on the depth chart, but he is out, and it will be Jake Tahaney, a 5'11", 185-pound junior. Quick hit to the top to Mamashore, and he catches it. Turns upfield. He's going to be a couple yards short, however, of the first down marker. Take another look at it here. We're going to see a lot of this, I believe. Jake Tahaney, quick release, and Mamashore does a nice job of getting upfield after the catch. Tackled on the play by David Rivers, the junior corner for the Big Blue. So Mamashore, Jawan Gaines, Casey Dobchek, your 3 wide receivers. Jim Robley getting the start at tight end. Of course, we mentioned Ben Holloway, and here's another pass, and to the far side, that one is incomplete. Blue Jays have been struggling on 3rd downs this season, and they're going to punt it away here on 4th down and 3. Offensive line, Zach Dixon, Jeremy Allen, Nick Pulio, and David Michaels, Chandler Cowan, the starting offensive line. Caden Truninger will punt it away. And back deep and letting it roll out of bounds is Jordan Smith. And so 3 and out on the Blue Jays' first possession, and it'll be the Big Blue 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. The Big Blue averaging 32 points per game. They average 463 yards of offense per game as well.
So the running back is number 2. We need to call him number 6.
So Jazante Howard, he's the main offensive player for the Big Blue. He has rushed 96 times for 648 yards this season, and he'll get the carry here, but he will get met back at the 21. It'll be a loss of 4 on the play. Starting quarterback is Cal Port for Millikin. This is his first varsity start. Nico Stepina is the normal quarterback, but he is injured, so it is Cal Port, a 6'2", 210-pound sophomore, again getting his first career start here this afternoon. 2nd down and 13, and again it's Howard, the ball carrier, goes straight up to about the 26, a gain of 4. Up front defensively for the Blue Jays, Romaine Richards, Luke Kuhn, and Sean Kelly. The linebackers, Jim Phelps, Brandon Dominski, Tavy Derns, Brandon Clay. Sean Jay having a terrific season at corner, Brandon Greer as well. Tristan James spelling Angel Mata today, and Stefan Postman, the secondary for the Blue Jays. 3rd down and 9, Port. A little screen here to Howard, breaks 1 tackle, spins away from another, dives close to the 30-yard line, but he is going to be well short. 5 yards short of the first down marker, so the Big Blue 3 and out. Here this afternoon, as you take another look at the tail end of that play, Brandon Clay, the 5'9" junior linebacker, will get credit for the tackle. Overcast afternoon. I'm sort of surprised they haven't turned the lights on here yet at Elmhurst Field. So getting ready to punt it away, Wyatt Fox. Jawan Gaines from the 23 goes straight up the middle for about a 5-yard return to the 28-yard line. 2nd offensive possession here for the Blue Jays. Elmhurst this season averaging just over 13 points per game. So trying to get that offense back on track. 277 yards of total offense per game. Turnover margin -3. The turnover margin for Millikin is -2. So it'll be 1st and 10 Blue Jays from their own 28-yard line. Opening moments of this game. Both teams 3 and out on their first possession this afternoon. Two teams met last year in Decatur, and Millikin won that one 41-7. The Blue Jays turned the ball over 4 times in that ball game. So it's Jake Dehaney working out of the gun. He's got 3 wide receivers to his right, and movement.
Penalty flag in the play.
Jim Robley, the tight end, moved for Elmhurst, so it'll be a 5-yard penalty against the Blue Jays. Ron Plan's in his 5th season as the head coach of the Blue Jays. Meanwhile, Dan Gritty, it is in his 3rd season as the head coach of Millikin. 1st and 15 now for the Blue Jays from their own 23-yard line. Homecoming weekend here at Elmhurst College. Dehaney is going to sprint to the right on the, going to cut back to the inside and get across the 30. A nice run by Dehaney. Be 2nd down and 5 yards to go now for the Blue Jays here from their own 33-yard line. Mamashur and Dobchek split out to the bottom. Set the screen here to Jawan Gaines, who gets immediately ankle tackled there. Nice tackle by LaDavian Severado, sophomore safety. Take another look at it here. Jawan Gaines out in the flat, and you see Severado coming up and making the nice tackle for the Big Blue. Up front defensively for Millikin, Quintaz Wright, Alexander Clark, Davian Jefferson, and Gabe Zayatone. The linebackers, David Jones, Matt Brown, Kyle Ramos. The secondary, it's a young secondary, 3 sophomores, Bobby Brake, LaDavian Severado, and Keyshawn Marshall. The other corner is David Rivers. He is a junior. Trying to set up another screen. They do to Ben Holloway, and Ben Holloway's got some room across midfield. 40, 35, 30, and brought out of bounds by LaDavian Severado. Big run by Ben Holloway. He had 6 catches for 35 yards last week against Illinois Wesleyan, and there you take a look at the tail end. Boy, he had some good blocking, and Ben Holloway scallops all the way to the 25-yard line of Millikin. Well, that's one of the keys. Elmhurst has not started out very well in the first quarter. As a matter of fact, last week they scored a touchdown in the first quarter, their first points of the first quarter last week. Holloway again, and now the Blue Jays are in the red zone to the 14-yard line, a pickup of 11, and another first down for the Blue Jays. So Ben Holloway has been the man here. He has the nice run for a first down, and of course he had that big screen catch for a run that took him down all the way to the Big Blue 25-yard line. Going to spot it at the 13. 1st and 10 for Dehaney. And we're going to have a second false start. Jacob Mamashur guilty of the infraction. 5-yard walk-off. Mike Cunningham, by the way, is your referee today. Jim McHugh is the umpire. Peter Saul, the head linesman. Rob Pickert is the line judge. Mike Lenny is the side judge. Tom Wedrick, field judge, and Scott Stanzek is the back judge here this afternoon. So the ball is back to the 18-yard line. It is 1st and 15 going to the air, and that pass is complete to the tight end, Jim Robley. And Robley is in for the score. 18-yard pass from Jake Tahaney to Jim Robley, the 6-foot senior, and the Blue Jays are on the board first. Robley out of Sandburg High School in Orland Park gets the score.
I'm not thinking we're kicking.
We're going for 2 here. Well, there's some confusion.
And now Coach Plans, there's some confusion now. Coach Plans is talking with the referee, Mike Cunningham.
Guy down here saying no touchdown.
Well, are they questioning the touchdown here? Jake Tahaney has his arms up. Coach Plans has his arms up as if to say touchdown. Let's take another look at it here. You see the catch by Robley, and oh my, his foot. Apparently his foot on the replay stepped out of bounds outside the 1. The Blue Jays calling a timeout here. Dennis, can we rerun that replay again? Let's take another look at it here. We'll see the...
Okay, now we're kicking. All right, here we go.
Now the Blue Jays are going... There you take a look, and you see his right foot actually stepped out of bounds there. But hey, we'll take it.
40 to kick.
Caden Triniger coming in for the extra point attempt, and it is good. So 7-0 in favor of the Blue Jays with 9:22 remaining here in this opening quarter. So the Blue Jays on their second possession drive down nicely. And again, let's take another look at it here. There's the catch by Robley. Now watch his right foot right there. Well, we got a break. We'll take it. Bit of a drizzle coming down now here on Langhorst Field. Homecoming weekend here this weekend here at Elmhurst College. Other action, by the way, in the CCIW this day. Wheaton is up in Rock Island taking on Augustana. Cardinals are up in Kenosha taking on Carthage, the Cardinals of North Central College, I should say. North Park is at Carroll. And your league leaders, Illinois Wesleyan at 5-1 in the league, is at Washington. Illinois Wesleyan is 5-1. There are 3 teams that are 4-1. North Central, Washington, and this Millikin Big Blue team. So a great start to this game. Blue Jays on top 7-0 with 9:22 remaining here in the opening quarter. Caden Triniger will kick it away here for the Blue Jays.
This is our 1W. This is our duplicate 1.
Watts and Martin back 8 for Millikin.
8 near, 1
Martin
far.
guards kick in the air.
From the 16.
Martin
And this will be Jamal Martin returning it across the 30. A nice return, 40-45 across midfield, and tackled at the 45-yard line of the Blue Jays. A great return by Jamal Martin, only a freshman from St. Louis, Missouri. Really nice move and a great return. And so Millikin in great shape here for its second offensive possession of the afternoon. Cal Port leads the Big Blue.
Why does it say quarter 3? Oh, that's a good question. Well, we'll fix that at quarter 2. So we're not going to worry about it now.
And we've got an officials timeout here. Looks like the chain gang is not quite ready. Looks like they're ready to go now. 7-0 Blue Jays over the Big Blue of Millikin. 9:14 left to play here in the opening quarter.
Emerson.
Port looking over to the Millikin sideline for the play, comes up, yells it out, now steps back. George Jimerson is to his right. Port is going to pass, intended for Jordan Smith, and it's incomplete. Went off the right hand of Jordan Smith. Smith is the leading receiver for this Big Blue team as we take another look at it here. Not a very good pass, incomplete. Jordan Smith, 34 catches. He averages 19 yards per catch, 10 touchdowns for number 12 for the Big Blue. 2nd and 10 now for Port. Ball again at the 45-yard line. Port, they're going to set up a screen to the far side this time, and it goes through the hands of George Jimerson, 5'7" junior. So Smith, it went off of his hand, and now this play goes off of the hands of Jimerson. Take another look at it there. Tavy Derns was there on the coverage, the linebacker. So now for the Big Blue, it's 3rd and 10. Great kickoff return by Jamal Martin, but a couple of incomplete passes here for the Big Blue, and now they face 3rd down and 10 from the 45. Port is going to flush out to the far side. He's going to take it and run, and he's going to dive for the 1st down as he gets to the 32-yard line, a gain of 13 and a 1st down. Nice job by Cal Port, the quarterback, looking downfield, nobody there, and now he's got some wide open field ahead, and he dives for the 1st down. 1st and 10 at the Blue Jay 32-yard line. 8:40 left to play here in the opening quarter. This is Howard. He breaks a couple of tackles, and he gets inside the 20 to the 18. So the Big Blue in the red zone for the first time here this afternoon. Again, Howard is the featured back here for the Big Blue. 648 yards coming into today. 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line. Port is going to hand it off here. This is Howard again, trying to get to the edge. Stiff arms a tackler, and he gets inside the 10. Nice run. 100 carries on the year now for Jazante Howard, who is only a sophomore.
1st down on that carry.
See the stiff arm there. And so now it's going to be 1st and goal for the Big Blue from the 7 as they try to answer the touchdown of the Blue Jays. 1st and goal from the 7. Port out of the gun. Quick release to the near side here. Jordan Smith was the intended receiver, but it was overthrown, well covered on the play. Jim Phelps, number 2, came over there at the end. Let's take another look at it here. Port quickly turns and fires there into the corner. So it'll be 2nd and goal now for the Big Blue from the 7. Port is going to give to Jimerson. Stood up at about the 2-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and now it'll be 3rd and goal from the 2. Another look at it. Went off left tackle there, and a nice little spin move there.
41 and down at the bottom is 1, 2.
Sean Jay was in on the tackle. Sean had 10 tackles last week and a pick against Illinois Wesleyan. 3rd and goal from the 2. Here's Jimerson. And he will get held. No gain. Right back to the 2, and now it's 4th down. Back in is Howard. Boy, this would be a great stop for the Blue Jays if they can hold them here. Well, it looks like they're setting in their field goal unit here. Or no, it looks like they're going for it. Offensive unit out there. They have not attempted a field goal all season. So I don't think they're going to start now. Port, 4th and goal to the far side, and it's incomplete. Gerald Perry was the intended receiver. Perry coming up slowly, but it's incomplete, and the Blue Jays get the ball back on down. So a great stop. Goal line stance. And so the Blue Jays get the ball back here. 1st and 10 from their own 2-yard line. So Jake Tahaney and the Blue Jays, boy, they're going to need some breathing room here. Ben Holloway. He's back. He gets the ball here, and boy, he gets tackled at the 1. Loss of a yard. 2nd down and 11 for the Blue Jays. So it'll be 2nd and 11 now after that loss of 1 as we approach the 6-minute mark of the opening quarter. See the score at the bottom of your monitor, 7-0 in favor of the Blue Jays. Tahaney is going to hand it off, and before Holloway can get going, we've got a penalty flag. Well, another false start against the Blue Jays. That's, I believe, their 3rd false start penalty this afternoon. So, boy, half the distance. They are now at the half-yard line. 2nd and 11 and a half, I guess you can call it. Straight up the middle running as the Blue Jays do get some breathing room there. Tahaney taking it straight up the middle. Good play call there just to get some breathing room. Again, Orlando Hernandez. Chase Hankins has been injured as well. Ryan Summers has had some snaps at quarterback as well, but it's Jake Tahaney getting the start. 3rd down now. They hand it off. Holloway looking for some blocking. He gets up close to the 10-yard line. It is going to be, well, it's going to be close. And we've got an injured Big Blue player down out on the field. It's going to bring up 4th down here for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, you're right. Where's 41? Yep. 7 and 1? Yeah. I get 7 and where are we at? Where is this spot going to be?
Not sure who the injured Millikin player is there, but get a number on that for you shortly. Just logged on to BlueJayTV.com. Elmhurst leading by a score of 7-0. Touchdown pass from Jake Tahaney to Jim Robley, the senior tight end. And the Blue Jays lead it by a score of 7-0. And just to remind you that this afternoon's game is being brought to you by Elmhurst BMW, located at 466 West Lake Street. Visit them online at www.elmhurstbmw.com. This afternoon's game also being brought to you by Jaguar Elmhurst, located at 490 West Lake Street. Check them out at www.jaguarelmhurst.com. So the injured Big Blue player, Quintez Wright, walked off the field, and hopefully he will be okay. Jordan Smith is hovering right around the 50-yard line, awaiting the punt. Big Blue should get some pretty good field position here. He will let this one roll, and it goes sideways. Now it takes a Blue Jay roll, and it will stop at the 41-yard line.
42-yard line.
42-yard line officially, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Big Blue as we take another look at the end of that punt. Takes a Blue Jay roll. 4:35 remaining here in the opening quarter. CCIW battle. Blue Jays trying to snap this 5-game losing skid. And they won their season opener against Aurora University, but have since dropped 5 straight. Cal Port looking over for the call from the Big Blue sideline. Port's going to hand it off to Howard, and Howard initially got wrapped up at the 40. Got his way to the 38-yard line, so pickup of, check that, at the 39. gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8 now for the Big Blue.
They're at the line.
2nd down, 8 yards to go here for the Big Blue. Again, it's Howard, the ball carrier, straight up the middle running. He'll have a 1st down as he'll get inside the 25 and brought down at the 23-yard line. 16-yard pickup for Jazante Howard. Take another look at it here. Kind of hesitated just a little bit. Very patient to let the blockers do their job and got a 1st down. 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line for Cal Port and the Big Blue. Cozy is going to get the ball here. Richard Cozy, number 30, is a 5'8", 200-pound freshman from Fairfield Heights, Illinois, getting the call. It'll be 2nd down and 9 after that 1-yard pickup. Approaching the 3-minute mark of the opening quarter. Homecoming weekend here at Elmhurst. 2nd down, and again, the give is to Cozy, and he will go nowhere. Romaine Richards, big number 52, the 5'11" senior out of Tamarack, Florida, coming up with the tackle. For a loss, Sean Jay was there on the tail end of it, but give Richards the solo tackle. 3rd down, 15 now for the Big Blue.
Ball comes back to the 26. 3rd down and 15.
Ball back at the 26-yard line. 3rd down and 15 for Port. They're going to hand it off Howard, the ball carrier, and he'll get a couple, and that's going to be about it. And again, the Big Blue, they have yet to attempt a field goal all season long, and with these gusts of wind, I highly doubt they will try for a field goal here. As you take a look at Howard cutting it back inside. Going to go for it here, 4th down and 11. So they need to get to the 12-yard line to pick up the 1st down. Port is going to throw to the far side. And was that picked off? I think they're just going to call it an incomplete pass. But, boy, Brandon Greer almost had the pick. He sort of telegraphed that one. Great read by Greer to come up and almost get the interception. So it'll be turned over on downs here. Blue Jay ball, 1:39 to go here in the quarter.
Yeah. I'm sorry. 139. Yeah, because it just came up as 1A.
7-0 in favor of the Blue Jays. Blue Jays have scored a touchdown in the 1st quarter today and also last week against Illinois Wesleyan. Brock Bethke gets the call for a couple. Davian Jefferson, number 99, was there, and the timeout taken here by the Big Blue with 1:29 left to play here in the opening quarter. There's actually no gain on that carry, so it's going to be 2nd down and 10 from the 23-yard line.
That was Brock Bethke, the ball carrier for the Blue Jays on that last play.
Now you can change your clock in your quarter, Ralph.
Well, we mentioned Elmhurst
Okay.
suffering a 44-28 road loss to Illinois Wesleyan University last week. Titans struck first with an opening drive touchdown. Nice defensive play by Jim Phelps. He forced a fumble. Sean Kelly recovered the loose ball and returned it 20 yards for a touchdown. But then it was all Illinois Wesleyan as they scored the next 30 straight points to lead 37-7. Blue Jays were held to just 241 total yards of offense, as Illinois Wesleyan won 44 to 28, and that incomplete pass now makes it 3rd down, 9 yards to go. Holloway was the intended receiver. See Tahaney, and you see that one through the hands of Holloway. Had to reach out forward for it, couldn't come up with it. 3rd down, 9 yards to go from the 24. Tahaney out of the gun. Looking across the middle, now get flushed out, now goes the other way. Flag down in the play. Tahaney just trying to manufacture something, and he's going to get shoved out of bounds short of the 1st down marker by a yard, but we'll wait and see what the penalty flags are all about. There's a couple of them thrown in the backfield of the Blue Jays. And it's a hold against Elmhurst. 4th penalty of the afternoon for the Blue Jays. Boy, that one hurt. Jeremy Allen, left guard out of Oswego East High School, the 5'10 senior, guilty of the hold.
Now we're putting it back to where?
And now the ball is at the 13-yard line, it looks like. 1:14 to go here in the opening quarter. Cool, crisp fall evening. Fall afternoon, I should say. Wind gusts, as I say, they're expecting up to 45 miles an hour. Tahaney just has to throw it. Went off the leg of Davian Jefferson, and it was flinging around like a pinball, if you will, and it finally just is an incomplete pass. Take another look at it here as Tahaney fires it. It went off the leg of Jefferson, and so now the Blue Jays will come in to punt it away. Caden Truninger will come in and punt, standing at his own end zone. It's actually Blake Bailey who's going to kick it away, number 98. High short punt. Jordan Smith is just going to let this one go, and it's going to be down at the 34-yard line, but there is a flag down in the end zone. So it looks like this might be a roughing the punter. That would give the Blue Jays a 1st down here. It is indeed roughing the punter, so that penalty will give the Blue Jays a 1st down here. Well, there's the tail end. We couldn't quite see the infraction, but Blake Bailey getting hit, and so the Blue Jays will have a 1st down here. 50 seconds left to play here in the opening quarter. Boy, the wind really starting to pick up now here at Langhorst Field. 7-0 in favor of the Blue Jays. Touchdown pass from Jake Tahaney to Jim Robley in the 1st quarter. About 6 minutes left to play in the opening quarter was when that touchdown took place. And now they're going to spot it at the 36-yard line.
Declined?
Well, now, wait a minute here now. Now the ball is going back to the Big Blue from the 36. Not exactly sure why that's happening. Pass is complete, intended to Jordan Smith, and that's incomplete. Take another look at it here. Port had a lot of time going deep, and double covered on that play was Jordan Smith. So now it is 2nd down and 10. Boy, oh boy, you can take a look at some of the flags, and they are really whipping hard here this afternoon. 2nd down and 10 for Port. Port's going to hand it off. Jimerson, the ball carrier. George Jimerson, number 3, and he gets to the 33-yard line. Bring up 3rd down, call it 7 for the Big Blue. Boy, there is some This is tough, tough weather conditions here right now. Jimerson, the ball carrier, tries to cut it to the outside. Tavy Derns was there to stop him from getting to the outside. And another nice play for the Blue Jay defense as it goes all the way back to the 37. A loss of 4. Two and 3/10 seconds left to play in the quarter. Millikin calls another timeout.
Something different on the game clock.
7-0 in favor of the Blue Jays.
I don't know what he said.
Talked about Elmhurst game last week against Illinois Wesleyan. How about the Big Blue last week? They knocked off Carthage 32-29 in Kenosha. They trailed actually 10-7 early in the second quarter, and then the Big Blue outscored Carthage 25-10 over the next 30 minutes. As a matter of fact, the Big Blue in 4 points or less. Boy, now we're seeing some, believe it or not, some sleet. Oh man.
7.
The wind has picked up. We've got sleet coming down. And the officials want to put some, well, right now there's no time left on the clock. They want to put a couple seconds back up there. Millikin, though, they've won 4 games, 4 points or less. They beat Hope 25-21. They beat Augustana 28-27. And they beat Carthage 33-29. I checked that. 3 games they've won by 4 points or less. Boy, oh boy, the Blue Jays are going into, I would guess, about 40-mile-an-hour wind right now. Again, there is a wind advisory up until 6 o'clock tonight. And a stuffed punt, and picking up with it, and will get, well, breaks one tackle now. He's going to get tackled back at the 42-yard line. Wyatt Fox just couldn't handle that as the Big Blue trying to punt and just could not. Bad snap. You see Fox just trying to do something with it.
No, that is not the wrong yard line. That is a 25-yard line.
And so now it'll be Blue Jay football here as we have come to the end of the first quarter. Wow, just a wild first quarter. And just recently, the weather has picked up. We've got the winds picking up. This afternoon's game is being brought to you by Elmhurst BMW, located at 466 West Lake Street. Visit them online at elmhurstbmw.com. This afternoon's game also being brought to you by Jaguar Elmhurst, located at 490 West Lake Street. Check out their website at www.jaguarelmhurst.com. So it'll be Blue Jay football as we start this second quarter, and they will be with the wind. The wind from left to right, from the west. Jake Tahaney at quarterback here to start the second quarter. Whoa. Gonna hand this one off. This is Brock Bethke. And Bethke with a huge run inside the 10. It'll be first and goal for the Blue Jays. Brock Bethke, take another look at it here. He thought he might have been going out of bounds, but he turns the corner and makes a nice run out of it. David Jones, number 41, was trailing him at the tail end. Oh, Tahaney drops it, loses the ball. Ball is loose. It's still loose. Who has it? Big Blues say they have recovered. They have. Oh my, Jake Tahaney fumbles in the red zone. Take another look. He just never got the ball from the snap. And so, the Blue Jays waste a golden opportunity in the red zone. They turn it over here.
Sure, I'm going to give it to 41.
After the nice run by Brock Bethke. So now it is Big Blue football. It'll be first and 10. Millikin from the 7-yard line. Take a look at the tail end of that scrum. The Big Blue comes away with it.
Clock is at 14:40.
14:40 remaining here in this first half. Port is going to hand the ball off to Howard. And boy, not much there. May have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. May have even lost a yard on the play as they try it over on the far side. Blue Jays was there to make the stop. Romaine Richards, number 52, was there. Second down and 10 now for the Big Blue. Actually, second and 11, back at the 6, loss of a yard. Boy, you see the leaves coming across Langhorst Field here today. Second down and 11 for Cal Port and the Big Blue. Port straight up the middle running. Now cutting to the outside, and boy, getting a first down is going to be Jazante Howard. He loses the ball. Millikin looks like they have recovered. Jazante Howard here. Let's take another look at it here. Boy, you see Brandon Dominski reach in and strip the ball away. Dominski almost got it back, but Millikin has it, and it's a 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Jordan Smith recovered it for the Big Blue. 1st and 10, Port from the 25. Oh my, a broken play, and Port is going to just keep it, and he will go down. Jim Phelps, number 2, the linebacker, was there to make the tackle. Jim had 8 tackles last week against Illinois Wesleyan, and there you see wrapping Port up on the miscommunication and the misplay by the Big Blue. Phelps with a tackle for a loss. He had a tackle for a loss last week as well against Illinois Wesleyan. Blue Jay defense coming up here. Second down, 14. Howard straight up the middle. He'll get a couple shy of the 25-yard line. Call it a 3-yard pickup for Jazante. Again, very conservative play calling here for the Big Blue. It'll be 3rd down and long here for the Big Blue. We've got an injured Millikin player down on the field here.
I think it's a 25.
Looks like Jackson Delphos, starting lineman, the 6', 340-pound junior, is down on the field. Delphos is from Chicago, went to Notre Dame of Niles. Notre Dame having a good season this year.
Well, if you remember correctly, we got the field because
Just logged on to BlueJayTV.com. It is Blue Jay Football. My name is Mark Kruger. Delighted to have you with us.
I thought somebody was going to drown at the bottom of the pile.
12:41 left to play here in the second quarter. The Blue Jays leading
It wasn't bad for us.
the Big Blue of Millikin by a score of 7-0 as you see Jackson Delphos getting helped off the field, but he is walking under his own power, so that's a good sign.
bizarre weather days I've seen for a long time.
Third and 10.
And all that, and it's 3rd and 10.
3rd down and 10 situation here for Port and the Big Blue. 12.5 left to play here in the first half. Again, it's Howard, and he turns it into another gear across midfield. Still going and brought down at the 46-yard line of the Blue Jays. What a run by Jazante Howard, picking up a first down for the Big Blue. Boy, you see right about here where he just accelerates into a different zone. And
Max is keeping track for me here, Brian.
tackling him was Jim Phelps there after Sean Jay slowed him up just a little bit. 1st and 10, though, from the 46. Again, it's Howard the ball carrier, and again, some room up the middle. Again, another first down as he gets to the 31-yard line. 15 yards. Check that, a 14-yard run by Howard, and it'll be a first down at the 32 of the Blue Jays. So Jazante Howard has picked it up and leading the Big Blue on this drive here. Another first down for Millikin from the 32. Going to pass to the far side. Jordan Smith was the intended receiver, and it's just going to be incomplete. And Jordan, you can see his frustration, but again, it's tough to throw in these weather conditions. Again, not the best of pass there to Jordan Smith. Makes it 2nd down and 10. Again, Cal Port getting his first start of his college career. Nico Stapina was the starting quarterback for the Big Blue, but he is hurt. So it's 2nd down and 10 now for Port as he works out of the gun. 2 wide receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. From the 32-yard line, I'm going to hand it off straight ahead. And this is Cozy inside the 30 to the 29 for a gain of 3. Third down and call it 7 here for the Big Blue. I mentioned earlier the Big Blue averaging over 32 points per game. A couple minutes into the second quarter, they have yet scored. Cozy again, straight up the middle, and they get to the 25-yard line, a pickup of 4. And again, the Big Blue not going to attempt any field goals. So 4th down and 4, they will go for it here.
It's not Bailey, yeah, 99.
Under 11 minutes to play here in the first half. 4th down and 4 from the 25. Blue Jays looking for a big stop here.
So why is the safety playing so deep? The odds of them throwing the ball in that direction.
Give is to Howard. Howard getting here to the near side, cutting up forward, and he's going to be short. Brandon Dominski, number 8, was there to make the tackle. And he does get to the 20-yard line. Boy, it was tough to see, but he did pick up 5, and he got the first down. Officially marked at the 21-yard line, so it was a gain of 4. They needed 4, he picked up 4. From the 21. Blue Jays lead it by a score of 7-0. Port is going to keep it himself. Now has room, and he's going to run. Tackled by Brandon Dominski at about the 16. Well, they're bringing it back to the 17, so a gain of 4 for Port.
Gain of 4 on the play. 2 points away from play.
So the Big Blue in the red zone here as the Blue Jays looking for another stop. Blue Jays lead it by a score of 7-0. Millikin's lowest offensive output was against Wheaton. Their only loss, losing 63-6. 9:33 to go here in this first half. Port's going to throw it complete to Jordan. Jordan Smith. And he gets brought out of bounds at the 15, so a pickup of 2. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 4 here for the Big Blue. Ball is right at the 15-yard line. 3rd and 3, check that. Need to get to the 12. Port going under center now. Now he steps back out of the gun. Going to hand it off to Jimerson. Jimerson is going to lower his left shoulder in, close inside the 5. They're going to spot it right at the 5, and Jimerson is coming up slowly. May have gotten a stinger. And he is looking at his left hand, and he is getting attended right away. See him come up, and boy, he's in some pain, that left arm. So the Millikin training staff looking at him. 8:40 remaining here in this second quarter. It's 1st and goal from the 5 for Cal Port and the Big Blue. Port's going to hand it off to Howard, and he goes nowhere. That's going to be a loss of a yard or 2 back to the 6. Great push in the middle of that defensive line for the Blue Jays.
Burns with the tackle for the Blue Jays.
Tavy Derns, I should say, getting credit for the tackle. 2nd and goal.
Were they on the 5? They were on the 5. Lost 2 on the play. Which team?
Under 8 minutes to play here. 2nd and goal. Loss of 2 back to the 7-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 7.
Hold on 1 second. Oh, perfect.
And I believe Millikin has just called a timeout. That's their final timeout of the half. It comes here with 7:48 remaining here in this first half. It is 7-0 in favor of the Blue Jays. And just a reminder that this afternoon's game is being brought to you by Elmhurst BMW, located at 466 West Lake Street. Visit them online at elmhurstbmw.com. Also, today's game is being brought to you by Jaguar Elmhurst, located at 490 West Lake Street. Check them out at www.jaguarelmhurst.com.
We're not going to perform. It's too wet for us to.
7:48 remaining here in this first half. We thank you again for logging on to BlueJayTV.com. Mark Kruger, delighted to bring you all the action here. Blue Jays on top, 7-0. Big Blue threatening here as the lights have come on here at Langhorst Field. Cloudy, overcast, just a terrible, terrible weather conditions. Gusts of 30-plus mile-an-hour winds. Bit of rain. 2nd goal from the 7. Here's Howard, and Howard is going to just waltz in on the far side for the touchdown. And Millikin an extra point away from tying this game up. 15 plays, 93 yards for the Big Blue of Millikin. As you take a look at it, as Howard bounces to the outside and gets in. For Howard, his 5th touchdown of the season. So William Rabley will come in for the extra point attempt for the Big Blue. Rabley's extra point, boy, a line drive, but it was good. And so we are tied at 7. 7:43 left to play here in the first half. Good one here between the Blue Jays and the Big Blue.
That sideways snow.
Don't go anywhere. Big Blue, tight it on ESPN Radio and NowDecatur.com.
Well, I'm not sure I'm ready for snow yet, folks, but it has come upon us here at Langhorst Field. Homecoming weekend here in Elmhurst, and speaking of homecoming, the Blue Jays next week will travel to North Central. It will be North Central's homecoming weekend next week. Now, wait a minute. There was apparently a penalty against the Big Blue on that extra point, so they're pushing them back 5.
They can't possibly attempt to pick.
So the score is still 7-6.
We got it, guys. We'll get it. Just do set, guess score, 6.
So after the 5-yard walk-off, William Rabley, it was a line drive extra point, his last one. And this one, boy, a tough hold. That one a little bit better, and again, that one is good.
So set, guess score.
So Rabley does indeed get the extra point, and we are tied at 7.
7:43 at the time.
7:43 remaining here in this first half. Boy, a long sustained drive by the Big Blue. Covered 93 yards, and we are tied at 7.
Listen to me. All right, welcome back. Well, it was a creative break. We went to a commercial break, which ended up being a little longer than expected, and we are ready to kick it off again because
Got a golf outing
there was
tomorrow
a
morning at
flag down on
9:30.
the far side of the field that nobody saw, including both teams.
The Big Blue, they lead this all-time series 44-18. Although Elmhurst, the Blue Jays have won 9 of the last 13 meetings between these two squads, including 4 in a row. 2010, 2011, 2012, and 2013 were all Blue Jay victories. Blue Jays beat the Big Blue 56-14 during the 2016 season, when the two teams last met here at Langhorst Field. Last year, though, in Decatur, the Big Blue winning 41-7.
7 minutes and 43 seconds left in this first half. We are tied at 7.
So Jawan Gaines is the deep man for the Blue Jays here. And see the wind again playing tricks. And now Jimerson is going to come in to hold it here. Well, now Adam Peters says, hold on a minute, George. Let me see if we can do this without your assistance. Going to try it again, and the football is going to cooperate this time. Or I should say the wind is going to cooperate this time, as this is Tristan Womack returning it for the Blue Jays as he gets it back to the 38-yard line. And so that's where Jake Tahaney and the Blue Jays will set up the offense. See Womack on the return, gets across the 35 and wrapped up at the 38-yard line. Well, offsides against the Big Blue on that kickoff, so they're going to add the yardage at the end of the play.
This guy just chucked it at the guy.
So do they mark off the penalty already?
No, they have not.
Currently, it's at the, they're spotting it at the 38-yard line, and now they're going to walk off the penalty. So the Blue Jays will get it, well, it's actually a 5-yarder, so it's to the 43. First and 10 on the offsides penalty. They bring it first and 10 now to the 43. Tahaney, he's going to hand it off to Holloway, and Ben getting to the outside, gets across midfield, nice run, and he gets knocked out of bounds, but after a nice run by Ben Holloway inside the 35-yard line. Boy, spotted right at the 35-yard line.
That was Holloway tackled by who did you say? 20?
17-yard pickup for Ben Holloway.
20 shouldered him out.
He had 12 carries for 53 yards last week against Illinois Wesleyan. First and 10, Blue Jays from the 35. This time it's Tahaney, the keeper. Get about 3 off of left tackle. Bring up second down and call it 7. Exactly 7 minutes remaining here in this first half. Tied at 7. Couple of league leaders playing here this afternoon. Illinois Wesleyan is at Washington. Both of those two clubs with just one conference loss heading into that game. Second down and 7. It's Holloway, the ball carrier. Not much there. May have even lost a yard on that play. So it's going to bring up third down now for the Blue Jays. And timeout. We got a timeout here. Did the Blue Jays call a timeout? Millikin cannot because they don't have any left. Apparently the Blue Jays called the timeout, so they have check that. It's an injury timeout. I'm sorry. There is another Big Blue player down on the field.
Northwestern finally came back and took the lead. Fourth quarter, 6 minutes to go. Ahead 18-15.
The Allies losing by 30 points now.
Yeah, about that. 42-17.
Yeah, they keep you early. That's a very good combination to have.
I think that was Adam Hayes, number 29, the injured player out of Lockport, Illinois, for the Big Blue. Now we're ready for action. Third down and 7 for the Blue Jays.
Crappy sophomore year, and they cut him. And some of the other owner cut him. I took him in the last week.
Third down and 7 now.
Tahaney, quick release to the far side, pass complete to Mamashore, and Jacob with a nice run after the catch to pick up a first down. That was a big play for the Blue Jays. On third down and 7, you see the quick release to Mamashore, and Jacob with a nice run after the catch. And so the ball now at the 24. Exactly 6 minutes remaining here in the first half. Blue Jays and the Big Blue tied at 7. First and 10 from the 24. It's Holloway. He's in the red zone and brought down inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Should be enough for another first down.
99. Jefferson with the tackle.
10-yard pickup. It was Davian Jefferson coming up with the stop for Millikin. Well, they're marking him a yard short. It is going to be second down and 1 for Elmhurst. Ball at the 15-yard line. Mamashore split out to the top of your screen. Casey Dobchek to the bottom. Tahaney will keep it, and he'll dive. Should be enough for the first down. Well, wow, depending on the spot, they're marking it right back at the 15, so depending, it's going to be short. It's going to be third down now in a yard. Tahaney again. No huddle, takes it right up the middle and gets pushed back by about 4 Big Blue defenders. Forward progress. See another look, and there you see the forward progress. It should be enough. Kyle Ramos, number 36, with the initial stop. It will be a first down for the Blue Jays. So they spotted at the 13, so give Tahaney a gain of 2 on that run. First and 10, Blue Jays from the 13. Well, at least for now, the rain or the sleet, whatever you want to call it, it's still coming down just a little bit. 4:24 remaining here in this first half, and a flag coming in from the end zone. Well, they avoided the delay of game, and the Blue Jays call their second timeout, so Elmhurst will have 1 left. Should mention a couple of the defensive players for the Blue Jays. Sean Jay has had a tremendous season. He ranks second in the league in both total tackles and tackles per game. Leads the Blue Jays in total tackles with 57 coming into today. Cornerback Brandon Greer, also among the conference leaders. He ranks 6th in total tackles with 52 coming into today. Greer also leads the Blue Jays in solo tackles with 46. So again, the Blue Jays will be on the road next week to Naperville. It will be North Central's homecoming. After today, the Blue Jays will have 1 more home game. It will be in 2 weeks against North Park, November 3rd. The final home game of the 2018 season. Tahaney, first and 10 from the 13, rolling now, looking now, is going to keep it, and he'll get to about the 11. 2-yard pickup. Kyle Ramos was there to make the stop. Take another look at it here as Tahaney was looking. No one opened. Now he decides to cut it in, and a nice ankle tackle there by Kyle Ramos. 2 yards on the run, down to the 11. Second and 8. The Blue Jays can get down to the 3 to pick up a first. It's Holloway, nothing there as he tries to cut it back, and he will go nowhere. Ramos and Jefferson was there to make the stop. See Holloway trying to cut back, no gain on the play. Jefferson and Ramos combining on the stop. Third down now for the Blue Jays from the 11. So we approach the 3-minute mark of this one. Dobchek to the top. Jacob Mamashore to the bottom of your monitor. Tahaney is going to keep it. Tahaney is going to throw the screen, and oh man, that one incomplete, intended for Brett Friedrich, the tight end. If he would have brought that in, he could have walked into the end zone. There you see he was wide open, but dropped it. And so now 4th down, and it looks like the Blue Jays are going to go for the field goal. Sean J to hold for Caden Truninger.
Oh, 28 yards.
This will be a 28-yard field goal attempt. Jay on the hold, and the field goal attempt is good by Trudinger. So Caden's field goal gives the Blue Jays the lead back, 10-7. 2:53 remaining here in this first half. Take another look at it here. Great snap. Jay with the perfect hold. And Trudinger puts it through the uprights, and the Blue Jays recapture the lead. 10-7 in favor of Elmhurst. Rest of the season for the Big Blue after today. Boy, they've got, you talk about a tough road ahead. They host Illinois Wesleyan next week. 2 weeks, they host Washington. And in 3 weeks, they're in Naperville to take on North Central. Definitely a tough part of their schedule. So Caden Trudinger will tee it up from the 35-yard line and see if they can hold on to this lead heading into halftime. And the ball does fall off the tee.
2:53 to play in the first half.
And again, ball falls off, and Caden is going to get some help. Justin Parbs coming in to hold the football for Caden. 2:53 remaining here in this first half. Trudinger with a nice kick. Jamal Martin on the return. Martin across the 25 to the 27-yard line, and so that's where the Big Blue will go to work here. 2:47 to go here in this first half.
2:47 to play in the half.
Or are we spotting the ball, sir? 20, 27?
27, it looks like. I don't know if they want to go too crazy. If they can get a couple of big plays here, they might.
See how the Big Blue decides to play this one. Remember, they have no timeouts. First and 10, Millikin from its own 27.
Wisconsin, 8:05 to play in the game, only down 49 to 20.
It is the 27.
Just they're right there.
Howard flanked to the left of Cal Port.
First and 10 now, Millikin offense.
Port is indeed going to hand it off to Howard,
Howard will have to bounce out to the right.
trying to cut it out to the outside, and will not get there. May have picked a yard up to the 28-yard line. Take another look at it there as the Blue Jay defense was nice on the stringing it out nicely. Romaine Richards was there. Brandon Dominski also was there. Picked up a yard. 2nd and 9 from the 28. Playing it very conservatively here as Howard brings it up the middle. Brandon Clay, number 45, in on the end of that play. As we approach the 2-minute mark here, Tavy Derns was there on the initial tackle. 3rd down and 5, under 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Blue Jays could get the ball back with not much time left, though. 1:43 left right now. 3rd down and 5. Howard again. Howard bounces out. Well, he's going to pick up the first down close to the 40-yard line. An 7-yard gain for Howard, and the Big Blue does indeed pick up a first down. Clock continues to run. 1:30 left in the half.
James gets the tackle for the Blue Jays.
To the 39.
Port going to hand it off again to Howard. Oh, check that. This time that's Richard Cozy. And he gets close to the 50-yard line. It's going to be spotted at the 49. It will be a first down for Richard Cozy and the Big Blue.
Now you're at midfield or a yard shy.
Again, the Big Blue, no timeouts left. Minute remaining here in the half.
Three receivers left, one to the right.
Port, 3 wide receivers to his left. Instead, it's going to be Cozy straight up the middle, and he's going to have another first down as he spins and gets tackled at the 37-yard line. 12-yard run by Richard Cozy, and another Big Blue first down. Hurry-up offense here for Millikin. 45 seconds remaining for Port. Going to hand it off Cozy again, and he'll get tripped up at the 34-yard line. Tackled by Romaine Richard. Ball now at the 34-yard line with 30 seconds remaining. Pickup of 3, 2nd and 7. This time it's Cozy for a couple straight up the middle. Tackled by Brandon Dominski, 17 seconds, and looks like Cal Port wants to spike the ball to stop the clock. Can they get set? And they do, and he stops the clock with 8 2/10 seconds left.
8 seconds left.
Again, they're not going to get position for a field goal. They have yet to attempt a field goal all season long. They face now a 4th down and 6. 8 seconds remaining here. Interesting call here for the Big Blue. Port is going to throw. Going to go deep here to the near side. And that one is just going to go incomplete. Tyrese Hines was the intended receiver, the sophomore. And with just 1 2/10 seconds left, the ball will go back to the Blue Jays on downs. And undoubtedly, the Blue Jays will just run the clock out here. But you never know. Yeah, it looks like Tahaney is just going to take a knee here because Mamashore is back deep. And there is the knee, and there is the end of the first half. So the Blue Jays jumped out to the 7-0 lead. The Big Blue came back and scored a touchdown to tie it at 7, but a Caden Truninger field goal late in the second quarter, and the Blue Jays lead it here at halftime by a score of 10-7. So we'll take a timeout, and we'll come back with third quarter action in just a little bit. You are logged on to BlueJayTV.com.
Education is kind of in my family. My dad's a principal, and so I've seen that lifestyle, and I wanted to further education of students, and I really enjoy kids. And so that being said, I wanted to be a teacher and then coach as well. The elementary education program is very rigorous. You get out in the field, you have field experience, starting your sophomore year. So your sophomore through senior year, you're always in the field learning. I think that's just like a huge advantage here at Elmhurst College to have you out in the field early, just because you have such a, almost like a leg up on everyone else that is going into that major as well, just because you're out there, and it takes 3 or 4 years to realize what the system of a school is. We're in schools all the time as students, but not necessarily as teachers. So it's a different point of view to see the whole school atmosphere. The professors, they're really great. They always email you right back, even in the evenings if you have questions on assignments and papers. The ratio in the class is there's 12 or 13 students per professor in a class period in the elementary education program. And so with that being said, you're not a number, you're a name. And that's something that I really, really like, and it definitely prepares you. They always push you in the classroom, they always push you on the court, off the court. Our coaches push us to do other things besides sports and our major, to get out in the community. And with all that being said, it's kind of a resume builder, and so that's how it pushes us to become more prepared for the real world. Our basketball team actually has weekly meetings in the fall with the Center for Professional Excellence, so they help us build resumes and help us, get our name out to people and businesses for internships and jobs and all that. But I know that when the time comes, I feel like I'm going to be prepared just through the education that Elmhurst has provided and the skills that I've learned as well through sports and our studies.
Coming here as a Division III player, You're coming here to get your degree. We have some players that go on to be professional athletes. They've gone overseas, but that's not the norm. Our players are coming. They're finishing their playing careers here, and so whenever they're done, they're being prepared in something else other than just basketball. So for us, that's the student-athlete model. You come in, you're working hard. Our players put in as much time as a Division I player does, but it's because they want to be there. I know that from motivating our players, if they're coming to practice, I know that they're working hard because it's out of them, not just because we've got a dollar sign, they have to do it, this is how they have to stay in school. They don't have to be there. They're there because they're motivated to, they want to be a good team, they want to be a good player, and there's something that's special about that experience to me, coaching that player.
Welcome to the cultural season at Elmhurst College. Elmhurst is a place of values and conviction. We were founded by 19th century reformers who believed in human potential, loved learning, and had standards. More than 140 years later, we still do. We still attract students and teachers who want to think for themselves and act on principles, who challenge and respect one another, who engage, serve, and celebrate our diverse, dynamic, interdependent world. A few years ago, to be clear about things, we wrote down our core values. This year, we asked some of our students what those values mean to them.
Elmhurst College is unique in so many ways.
Here we really do have values, and my professors know the values, and they push me to be those values.
Stewardship and faith and community and service, and it really does bring in kind of a level of just interaction with values that you never go up before.
But as you kind of develop yourself over the years, you start to realize these values mean so much more, and you start to uncover the true meaning behind them.
You begin to see equivalencies between your life and the school, and then you discover that you're not just in a place of learning, you're also in a place of growing, you're in a place of maturity and value, exactly that, core values.
Intellectual excellence means allowing our minds to grow in ways that we've never thought they could before. It means exploring those new pathways, seeing how we could do things different. It means stepping outside of our box of what we know and what we're comfortable with and taking those risks to really grow and make things better. I think that's really the core of what intellectual excellence is.
The professors set the standard of intellectual excellence, and that rubs off on the students, and I feel like that's rubbed off on me.
You really have to push yourself. So to know that's actually a value here is pretty important, because that's something I value on my own. So if my college values it as well, that means I really belong here.
To say that Elmhurst College values community, I think, is an understatement. I think Elmhurst College is community in so many ways.
Coming to Elmhurst College, a small college, it has to be about community.
It doesn't really matter who you are or where you've come from. Everyone here will just love you for who you are.
The fact that every individual and every unique person is allowed to be in an environment together and learn from each other and grow with each other.
Just the fact that it's smaller and that you form those one-on-one relationships, it encourages like creativity and questioning and all the things I wanted out of my college experience.
Social responsibility means caring for each individual as a person.
There are all these people, and they're all more important than my general happiness as a single person.
You're not only trying to better yourself, but I feel like it also means it's your job that you better your community too.
Knowing that there's something larger than yourself and that you can play a part in making someone else's life better.
Taking what I learned from my family, that others come before me, and translating that into the entire world.
It's really awesome to be in a place where not only are you worrying about academics, but it's also teaching me how to be a better person.
To me, stewardship is just being responsible, really thinking about your actions.
If I'm going to say that, I believe in this philanthropy, I think we should do this, I need to follow through with my actions.
What I found coming to Elmhurst is that there are lots of people that feel the same way. So it was easy to find a group of people who were so engaged in service and so willing to help.
Kind of made me reflect on, what do I value in life? Why am I here? They really did kind of push me to the next level and make me think about that, and I think that I'm a better person for it.
Values really help shape identity. If you really don't understand your values, you're not really understanding a part of who you are.
I was more sheltered until I came here, and Elmhurst has really kind of made me step out of my comfort zone and learn more about like what I want to do and what I believe in.
Places like the chaplain's office and the Niebuhr Center for Faith and Action give me safe places where I can go to discuss my faith and to discuss my values with people that I know I trust and people that I know I can count on to influence me and to lead me in the right direction.
You can never be forced out of your faith or forced into a different kind of faith as long as you're at Elmhurst, that you really are given the ability to take your pick and always have encouragement from your peers, never shunned or excluded or pressured into something else. There's always a place for you.
If you believe you're here on this earth for a reason, that's going to affect the way you live your life. That's going to affect the way you treat your academics, the way you treat your social life, the way you look at your future and the goals that you have. Those things seem like really big things, but all of that boils down to like the way you live your everyday life.
We value
intellectual excellence,
community,
social responsibility,
stewardship,
faith, meaning, and values.
Elmhurst College is much more than buildings, courses, and credits. It's a supportive community of individuals who are committed to helping you reach your full potential. But don't take my word for it.
I visited a lot of schools, but when I came here, it was just like, I'm home.
As soon as I walked on campus, I felt like I could dive right in and get involved.
Getting involved is easy, especially in class. The average class here has just 17 students.
Every faculty and staff here just wants me to succeed.
I can go up to them and it's not just office hours. Like I'm here from 10:30 to 11:30. It's actually like whenever you need help, my door's open.
There's a real connection that takes place. I'm frequently asked, what do I teach? I never say music. I teach people. Music's the vehicle.
It was great to see that rather than just teaching textbook material, they're actually giving you some industry insight.
I'm a vocalist. I'm out in the clubs performing. I'm touring in Europe and performing. So they see how their life can transition into that.
A lot of my friends from other universities, they don't get to be a part of undergraduate research, professional development at such an early stage.
They're truly there to help you and to build you and to make sure that you are amazing.
And at Elmhurst, you can be amazing all around, including on the field. Football is just one of 20 Division III sports.
We went straight to the Final Four of the nation, and that was a great way to come in and start off the season.
They're there because they're motivated to, they want to be a good team, they want to be a good player.
Wrestling wasn't my life. I was able to go out and do a lot of different activities and get involved on campus.
We are allowed to be students, and we can be involved in a lot of other things.
How do you want to get involved? You'll have your choice at Elmhurst.
Our campus has over 100 clubs and organizations.
Whatever you want to do, there's something here for you to do.
Concert choir, the wind ensemble, gospel choir,
Habitat for Humanity, Global Poverty Club.
I'm an orientation student leader,
SGA, Best Buddies.
Greek life at Elmhurst College is really focused on leadership and discovering who you really are.
To be part of all these different organizations and get to know all these amazing people is why I love Elmhurst.
You can also get to know the world beyond the campus. Elmhurst offers study abroad opportunities in 44 countries.
I studied abroad in Granada,
Holland, Germany, El Salvador,
Israel and Palestine,
Costa Rica,
Czech Republic.
Back at home, you'll enjoy all the advantages of our great location. Downtown Elmhurst is just a short walk from campus, and the Metro train will take you to the world-class city of Chicago in just 30 minutes. When it comes to career preparation, we've got you covered. Elmhurst will connect you with the people and the experiences you need to reach your full potential.
Elmhurst allows you to grow into the knowing, and I appreciate that there's a journey that we encourage. It's not just in one program or one department, it's threaded throughout everything that we do.
Elmhurst College pushes you to truly find who you are as a person and as a professional.
They will make sure no matter what your interests are, what your career path is, that there is going to be a resource on campus that is going to help you find that potential and then reach it.
If I had to say why Elmhurst would be the best option for nursing education, I would say because you don't have to be big to be the best. We have all of the student services, we have all the educational services, the excellent curriculum and faculty, so we're not big, but we are the best. We have a state-of-the-art simulation center, and I have seen many sim centers across the nation, and this one is truly, truly remarkable.
The professors there encourage us to make mistakes because it is simulation and they want us to learn from our mistakes.
Going to the sim lab that's actually in Elmhurst Memorial Hospital, it's really, really cool. The facility is amazing, it's brand new.
What the simulation center consists of are mannequins, but these aren't just mannequins like you've seen before where you do CPR. Our mannequins talk to you. Our mannequins birth babies. Our mannequins cry. If you don't do what you need to do as a nurse to our mannequins, they will die. So what we do is actually simulate experiences in real life that you will see as a nurse, and you get to make mistakes without hurting people.
At any school you can learn the skills, but I feel like at Elmhurst, the faculty and staff are encouraging us to do more.
They're always passionate about what they do, and I think that's very important. One of my professors said, you don't just want to be a good nurse, you want to be the best nurse.
We do have many partners in the community at Elmhurst College, and basically we have to. We rely on our community partners to provide that clinical education piece. So while we are there with our students, side by side, teaching them, we couldn't do it if we didn't have the clinical partners. I think our faculty are our gems here. When you come to Elmhurst for nursing education, you will receive your education from clinical specialists. You can be good as a clinician, but that doesn't make you a good educator. We need excellent educators to be able to translate that theory into practice for our nursing students.
I got on the floor, and after a few weeks working with my clinical instructor and working with my classmates and collaborating, it really has provided me with a safe space to, talk to my instructor, talk to my other peers, and really work together to build my confidence and competency as a future nurse.
I feel like they are preparing me well, and I have no doubt that in a short year and a half that I'll be ready to go out into the world and be a nurse helping patients.
Our students are working everywhere. We have students working in schools, hospitals, in community health settings. So our students are really everywhere. We don't just teach, we change lives.
I love when people ask me, okay, what can I do now that I'm here? I'm in the honors program, being a part of Union Board,
Best Buddies, Student Government, Debate Club,
Relay for Life, the Research Keystone program,
Greek Life,
Tri Beta,
Juggling Club,
Student Ambassadors.
Once you get here, there are plenty of things going on. Serving the community is such a huge part of being an Elmhurst College student.
Center for Professional Excellence has a whole department and team ready to help you get involved with community service.
I think one of my favorite ones would have to be when I joined Golden Crew. The organization itself focuses on pediatric cancer. We had like a whole scavenger hunt for them, and I dressed up as Batman and kind of helped lead them through the entire experience. And it was kind of really like a humbling thing.
Being able to plan homecoming the last 4 years, it was really honestly one of the best experiences that I've had here.
I don't think I would have been this social or this confident if I wasn't part of the 10,000 things that I get the opportunity to be a part of every day.
The connections that you make on this campus, both in your academic classes as well as the different service organizations or just activities you get involved in, give you the opportunity to really get out there. Making those connections isn't something that's superficial. It's something that you get here as an experience. It's something that is going to carry on for the rest of your life.
Yeah, you're coming here to get a degree, but your 4 years in college aren't just defined by that. It's by all the things that you're involved in and the people that you meet, and the way that you meet those people is by getting involved.
Why do I go to Elmhurst College?
I'm close to everything.
I need a great school at a great price.
I'm learning about myself and my role in the world.
I love a challenge.
I'm dreaming big,
but feel totally at home.
I want an education with meaning.
I want to be a champion for others. I made connections for life.
I'm ready for the real world.
Why do I go to Elmhurst College?
To reach my full potential.
Originally, it was a breath of fresh air. I'm alone. What am I gonna do? What could I possibly do? What's ahead for me? And once I got on campus, I just excelled. I utilized all my resources coming here. It was a program called Direct Connect, which was a minority program to get students situated with the campus 2 weeks before school started. So I actually lived on campus 2 weeks before. I went to seminars, which actually helped us get acquainted to the long campus hours. The teachers that were in the seminars were actually going to be our teachers that were on campus. So we have something here called the first year seminar, which not only is supposed to promote growth within the freshmen, but also serve as like a guidance or a type of direction for their first time here. And like they were ecstatic. Like they helped me, they gravitated towards me, and I actually use them as a stepping stone even now in senior year. Growing up, like I did not have that type of support. In high school, you think like, oh, like you can stay after class, but what will other students think? I think once I got here, it was more so like, what do I want? Like just having a drive, a motivation to like go forth and actually reach out for help or ask for help.
Definitely being on the cross-country and track team, that has been really great. The athletic community as a whole is really inclusive and inviting, and then having that team, it's really family-oriented. We usually have 20 girls on the team, and we're all brought together by our love for running, and our coach is really instrumental in that. But you get to know each other so well through practices, and you're going through all these really hard workouts together. So you're putting everything you've got out there, and you're all supporting each other. You get to know each other on a really personal level that you might not otherwise just by meeting these girls in class. So you get to know about their families and their classes and their goals for the season, and you really support each other. The Division III athlete is kind of the perfect balance of student athlete too. You still get your sport, and it's highly competitive, and we compete just as much as the D1 athletes do, but then we are allowed to be students, and we can be involved in a lot of other things. I know a lot of the girls on my team and myself are involved in a lot of other clubs and organizations, and I feel like at a D1 school you kind of are limited. You can only be on your sports team and then study too for your classes. So you kind of get the best of both worlds with that.
The teachers are extremely approachable.
The one-on-one interaction has really helped me find that passion.
I learned that no goal is too big.
They want you to network and then take risks, because that's how it's going to be in your practical life.
They want us to succeed just as much as we do.
More of a learning experience, I think, outside of the classroom.
Various opportunities to really dive into different viewpoints.
Elmhurst fosters that environment of openness and everyone contributing to the greater good.
Elmhurst really challenges you to keep an open mind.
I went to Jamaica for 2 weeks. I came back with a whole new perspective.
They will make sure, no matter what your interests are, what your career path is, that there is going to be a resource on campus that is going to help you find that potential and then reach it.
Through research, I've been able to go to all these new places, and I've also been able to really broaden my perspective.
We go in the field as pre-service teachers sophomore year.
I've exceeded what I thought at 18 years old walking on this campus that I could do.
Coming back to Elmhurst at my age has allowed me to see that, yes, I have the potential to do other things.
And it's helping me grow to be a better leader.
I feel like I've been more prepared than I have ever been before in my life.
I don't want to be a blank slate. I want there to be lots of dimensions to me.
I'm going to be able to do something that's going to matter in this world.
I want to be that voice for people that can't speak up for themselves.
Without this school, I don't think I would have gone after those motivations or those dreams.
The people around me and the resources the school has allowed me to reach my potential.
Definitely ready for the real world.
And welcome back to beautiful Langhorst Field, halftime of our contest between the Blue Jays and the Big Blue of Millikin, and it's Elmhurst leading by a score of 10-7. We thank you so much for logging on to BlueJayTV.com. My name is Mark Kruger. Homecoming weekend here at Elmhurst College as the Blue Jays trying to capture their first CCIW victory of the season. Well, both teams with backup quarterbacks to start this ball game. Jake Tahaney was 5 of 9 passing for 76 yards and 1 touchdown. Cal Port, 2 of 11 passing for just 6 yards. Jazante Howard was the main man running the ball for the Big Blue. He had 18 carries in that first half for 142 yards, 1 touchdown. Meanwhile, Ben Holloway ran the ball 8 times for the Blue Jays for 44 yards. Brock Bethke carried the ball twice for 36 yards. Jake Tahaney had 7 rushes for the Blue Jays for 22 yards. Scoring in the first half with 9:22 left, it was Robley Jim Robley catching the pass from Jake Tahaney and went 18 yards for the score. Caden Truninger hit the extra point to make it 7-0. And with 7:43 left to play in the second quarter, Millikin came back and scored a touchdown. Jazante Howard on a 6-yard run. The extra point by William Rabley was good to make it 7-7. And then with 2:53 left in the first half, Caden Truninger with a 28-yard field goal to make it 10-7 in favor of the Blue Jays. Millikin won the opening toss, elected to defer, so they will get the ball here to start this third quarter.
Take two, guys. 40 to kick.
Some other action in the CCIW. This is a fair caught. Boy, I'm not sure what was going on in the mind there, but a fair catch signal, and on the kickoffs it goes back to the 25-yard line. Other action in the CCIW at the half, Wheaton at Augustana. Wheaton leading at 7-0. Third quarter action in Kenosha, North Central 9, Carthage 7. And Carroll is leading North Park by a score of 7-0. Other scores in the CCIW, so it is 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line for the Millikin Big Blue. Cal Ports and the offense for the Big Blue. Romaine Richards coming in late defensively for the Blue Jays here. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Ball is loose. Port comes up with it, and he just dives, and it's going to be a loss of a couple. Richards was there to make sure he didn't go anywhere. It's going to be a loss of a couple yards. Back to the 22, so it's a loss of 3. 2nd and 13 now for Port and the Big Blue. Port comes up, was going to throw now. He's going to get tripped up nicely.
In the back. 56.
Looked like it was Sean Kelly who came up with the ankle tackle. Take another look at it here as Port is going to try to run with it, but a nice job by Sean Kelly. Had 6 tackles last week, also had a 20-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown a week ago. Sean Kelly, a 6'1 senior from Lincoln Way Central High School. 3rd down and 11 now for the Big Blue from the 24. A little over a minute gone by here in this third quarter. Port gonna pass again. Pass and oh man! What a hit by Brandon Clay. Huge hit. He almost came up with the pick. Patrick Cooper, the sophomore wide receiver, was the intended receiver. Take another look at it here. Cooper. Wow. Big collision between Cooper and Brandon Clay. And so now it's going to be 4th down and 11. And Millikin will get a punted away. Looks like we've got a new punter in there, Jamal Martin, number 8. Going to punt. Good punt. Gaines is going to take it from his own 36, and he'll actually lose a yard. Well, no, they're actually going to spot it right at the 36. So no return, but the Blue Jays with pretty good field position here to start the third quarter. See Jawan really nowhere to go. Good open field tackle there by LaDavian Severado for the Big Blue. 1st and 10 now for Jake Tahaney and the Blue Jays.
I have it as 17 right now.
Going to hand it off. Well, actually, Tahaney's going to take it himself, and he'll get close to the 44-yard line. Good run and a gain of 8. Still pretty windy out there, but not like it was back in the second quarter. Boy, there was all sorts of things going on. We had some sleet going. We had huge gusts of wind in that second. I really never seen anything like it. 2nd down and 3 here for the Blue Jays. Tahaney under some pressure now. Now he's going to take it himself, break one tackle, and dive close to the 1st down marker. Going to bring it to the 46. Needed 3, got 3. Well, actually, they're bringing it back to the 45, so he's going to be short of a yard. Boy, on the replay there, it looked like he dove right at the 46. But on the spot, they're bringing it back to the 45. 3rd down in the yard. Boy, it'd be great to see the Blue Jays punch this into the end zone and be up 10. Mamashur to the bottom of your screen here on 3rd down in the yard. To Haney. Well, they're going to throw it. Mamashur on the slant, and he's got it. He loses the ball, but they're saying he was down at the 47, so it will be a 1st down. They'll move the chains. Boy, that was a nice route by Jacob Mamashur. 4 catches last week against Illinois Wesleyan for 53 yards. He also had a touchdown reception a week ago. 12 minutes remaining here in the 3rd. Blue Jays lead it by 3, 10-7. Into Millikin territory. To Haney on the option, will keep it, it'll get inside the 40, and boy, another nice run by Jake as he's close to a 1st down. 38-yard line is where they are spotting it. He's going to be short of a yard, so a 9-yard pickup, 2nd and 1. And a lot of things the Blue Jays can do here on 2nd and 1. Ron plans, see what he has in store for his Blue Jays here, 2nd and a yard. Gaines and Mamashur here to the bottom. Instead, it's Holloway, the ball carrier, as he spins his way to a 1st down, close to the 35-yard line. 3 yards, I should say, tough. Run there. Davian Jefferson was there on the tackle. Ball is at the 36-yard line. It is a 1st down for the Blue Jays. First and 10 to Haney and Elmhurst. To Haney going to the far side this time, and pass is complete. That's going to be another 1st down here for Elmhurst. Brock Bethke came out of the backfield out in the flat with the catch, and Brock with a nice run afterwards. You see him there with the catch at the 41, and he brings it all the way down to the 25. First and 10 here for the Blue Jays. It's the ball rolling away. Official putting it back down at the 25-yard line, and now we're ready to go. Here comes the Big Blue as they hand it off to Holloway. Yeah, I thought it was offsides. Holloway is going to be inside the 10. It's going to be 1st and goal here for the Blue Jays. I thought the Big Blue offsides. We'll see what the penalty flag is all about. Linebacker came from the outside, and I thought he was past the line of scrimmage. Jaquan Harrell guilty of being offsides for the Big Blue, so they're going to wave it off. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 8. So Jake Tahaney as we are under the 10-minute mark of this one. Holloway right behind Tahaney. 1st and goal from the 8. It is Holloway cutting it back, and he'll get inside the 5 to the 4. 2nd and goal, Blue Jays. 4-yard pickup, 9.5 minutes left here in the 3rd. Jawan Gaines comes back into the game. Dob check way up to the top of your monitor. Second and goal, Blue Jays from the 4. Gains in the slot here to the near side. Instead, it's the far side. Tahaney not there. Now he reverses his roll, comes back, and actually will get tackled back at the 5. It will be a loss of a yard. It'll bring up third and goal from the 5. Nice defensive pursuit by Millikin. You see Tahaney, nothing there. Tahaney, and so he decides to come here to the near side and got gang tackled back at the 5. And I think there is going to be a injury timeout. And it, boy, looks like it's Jake Tahaney down on the knee, the trainer attending him. And Orlando Hernandez, well, he's directing traffic. I'm not sure if he would be, well, he is indeed warming up. Hernandez is warming up with Bet Friedrich. So it looks like Hernandez might be the backup. Tahaney, of course, being injured, he's going to have to sit out at least a play. And so Jake coming off under his own power, it looks like he is going to be okay. But it is Orlando Hernandez, a 3-year starter for the Blue Jays. As a matter of fact, 2 years ago, he started all 10 games at quarterback for the Blue Jays. So he's going to come back into the game, or come into the game for the first time in a critical situation here. Third and goal for the Blue Jays. Elmhurst up 10-7. Clock is running here. So Hernandez into the game. Holloway right behind him. He's going to throw to the near side in the corner to Mamishore, and it's overthrown. Incomplete. David Rivers had the coverage on Jacob. And so now it's going to be 4th down, and Caden Truninger is going to come in trying for his second field goal. He hit a 28-yard field goal with just under 3 minutes to go in the first half to give the Blue Jays this 10-7 lead, trying to make it a 6-point lead. 22-yard field goal attempt here for Truninger, and penalty flags down. 5-yard walk-off against the Blue Jays. Boy, if that was against the Big Blue, would have been a first down for Elmhurst. But instead, it's a 5-yard walk-off against Elmhurst. So this will be a 27-yard field goal attempt. Again, Caden had a 28-yard field goal back in the first half. And the field goal attempt, I should say, is good by Truninger. So he is 2 for 2 in field goal attempts, a 28-yarder, and now a 27-yard field goal is good, and the Blue Jays lead it by 6. Take another look at it here. Good snap in the hold. 6-point lead for the Blue Jays, 13-7 with 8:03 remaining in the third. Again, Jake Tahaney went down. He walked off under his own power, so we'll see if he comes back into the game or if it's going to be Orlando Hernandez at quarterback for the Blue Jays. So Caden will tee it up at the 35-yard line. Back deep for Millikin is Jamal Martin. Quintez Wright is also back deep for the Big Blue. So Truninger will get some help here as he gets ready to kick it off here. Third quarter, the Blue Jays on top by 6. And this will be Martin. He will let it go, and it will go out of bounds. So the Big Blue will get the ball at the 35-yard line because the kickoff went out of bounds. It'll be Cal Port coming out. Again, his first collegiate start of his career as he is in for the injured Nico Stapina. Port, a 6'2" sophomore. And out is George Jimerson. 8:03 left here in the third from the 35-yard line. Cal Port is going to hand it off to George, and George will get tackled at the 39-yard line by Brandon Dominski. 4-yard pickup. It'll be second down and 6. Dominski, 5'9" senior, having a fine year at linebacker, came up and made the tackle. Second down and 6 yards to go. A.J. Fox is the motion man. Going to hand it off to Jimerson, and he will get to the 41. Pickup of 2. Bring up third down and 4 for the Big Blue. Boy, the Blue Jays have been solid defensively this afternoon. Need a stop here. Third down and 4 from the 41. Coming up on the 7 minutes exactly to go in the quarter. Haven't seen Jazante Howard in this possession yet. Stayed it's Jimerson, and Jimerson, boy, straight up the middle. He gets the first down. Brandon Dominski was there to make the stop, but not before Jimerson picks up a first down all the way to the 46. 4 yards on the play, and so it's first and 10 for the Big Blue from their own 46. 6.5 left. Port working out of the gun. 2 wide receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. First down and 10, and again, this time it's Cozy, I should say, and he'll get about 2. Jim Phelps was there. Sean Kelly, Romaine Richards, they were all there defensively. Call it a 2-yard gain for Richard Cozy. Second down and long here for the Big Blue.
We haven't seen it. With a double move from Jordan Smith, Elmhurst is keeping a safety over the top. All the one-on-one opportunities for Smith last week against Carthage. I think they might have watched that film. Or any other film that you really don't go one-on-one, especially if the guy's 4 or 5 inches shorter. We haven't seen a lot of Gerald out there.
Now the give again is Cozy. Cozy will get the first down as he dives to the 42-yard line. 11-yard pickup for Cozy, and it'll be a first down. He's had some nice runs. So Cozy out there again. Jazante Howard, number 2, has not been out there in the backfield for the Big Blue. First and 10. Big Blue from the 43 of the Blue Jays. Here's Port going to the air. Now he's going to get, there's a flag thrown as Port throws it out of bounds. Patrick Cooper was the intended receiver, but a penalty marker thrown by the referee, Mike Cunningham, and it's going to be a hold against Millikin. Take another look at it here. We'll see if we can, didn't really see where the hold was. It was to the left of your screen there, but nevertheless, the ball gets pushed back to the 47-yard line of Millikin. Under 5 minutes to go. It's going to be first and 20 now for the Big Blue from their own 47. It's a big penalty. See if the linebackers come. Well, instead they hand it off. It's Cozy. Bounces off one tackle. Still going, boy. Powerful run that time by Richard Cozy as he just bounced off a couple of Blue Jay would-be tacklers as he brings it all the way down to the 44. 9 yards on the pickup. It'll be second and 11. 4.5 minutes left here in the third, a fast-paced third quarter. Blue Jays with the field goal in this quarter to make it 13-7. It'll be Port to take it, and forward progress will mark him to the 40-yard line. 4 yards on the play for Port. You see the quarterback draw, and he will get tackled at the 40-yard line. Third down and 7. Another big third down here for this Blue Jay defense. Again, last third down, it was Jimerson. This time it's Cozy, and Cozy's not going to get there. Ball is loose. The Blue Jays come up with it, but the officials were saying that he was down. Let's take another look at it here as Cozy, well, he did cough it up there, but he was indeed down. So a good call by the officials. Ball spotted at the 35. 4th down and 2 here for the Big Blue.
Where's the spot?
Ball at the 35-yard line. Big 4th down and 2. Jimerson will get the first down as he picks up 5. Down to the 30-yard line. Brandon Dominski was there to make the stop. But boy, oh boy, this time the Big Blue have converted on a couple of third downs, and it's George Jimerson who gets it done here for the Big Blue. 1st and 10 from the 30. Port going deep into the end zone. Incomplete. Jordan Smith was the intended receiver. He was well covered. 2nd down and 10. Port, first time we've seen him pretty much go deep today. Stefan Postman was there. Sean Jay as well. 2nd down and 10. 2:58 left to play here in the third. 2nd down, 10 yards to go for Cal Port and the Big Blue. Port's going to give it to Jimerson. And a good tackle there as Jimerson gets about 2, and he is not coming up. George Jimerson is down. Now, we haven't seen, obviously, Jazante Howard. So if Jimerson goes down, Big Blue going to be relied on. Richard Cozy will have to be the main man running the ball, though he's had a couple of good runs this afternoon, has Richard Cozy. Wheaton 13, Augustana 3. And Jimerson is walking off underneath his own power. So judging from that, looks like he will hopefully be okay and back in the lineup for Millikin. 2:49 remaining here in the third. Blue Jays lead it by 6, 13-7. Third down and 9 yards to go here for Cal Port. Cozy is the lone back. Port going to the air, deep across the middle. Pass, and that one is incomplete. Seam route for the Big Blue, and the receiver, I'm trying to get a number, he's coming up lane. As we take another look at it here, Port throwing a good ball there. Diving effort, and it was Brandon Greer with the coverage for the Blue Jays.
Inside of it, though. He had the inside. So pretty nice delivery from Port. The last 2 throws at the end zone have looked pretty good.
By the way, while we got this opportunity, special thank you to the Director of Sports Information here at Elmhurst College, Mr. Kevin Jude, for providing us with all the stats, the rosters, and the game notes. We thank Kevin for his efforts here today. Just logged on, 2:35 remaining. We are in the third quarter. The Blue Jays lead the Big Blue by a score of 13-7. Injured Millikin coming off the field here is Tyrese Hines. And so now, after that incomplete pass, it's 4th and 9. So 4th down and 9. The Big Blue are going to go for it here from the 29-yard line. Richard Cozy is the back. Out of the gun, Cal Port. Going to go to the air, pressure, and he's going to get brought down. The sack by Romaine Richards. Boy, oh boy, Richards just bursted through the line to get the sack. Huge defensive play by the senior defensive end. Romaine Richards, take another look at it here. 52, just bursting his way through the line and getting the sack. So it'll be 1st and 10 here for the Blue Jays from their own 40-yard line. 2.5 left to go here in the 3rd. It is Orlando Hernandez into the game at quarterback. Pass complete, Jacob Mamashur. And Jacob loses the ball near midfield. It looks like he got it back. Wow. Right around midfield. If the Blue Jays do recover, it would be a 1st down. It'd be about 11-yard reception for Mamashur. The Blue Jay coaching staff saying it's Elmhurst ball. And it is Blue Jay football. Whoa, my. So out of all that, the Blue Jays will actually pick up a 1st down. Here's another look at it here. Hernandez, the quick hit to Jacob Mamashur. And there indeed he did fumble the football, but it was recovered at the 49 of Millikin. So out of all that, it's 11-yard gain. It's a 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays. 2:10 left in the 3rd. Hernandez, dual threat quarterback. He can run as well as pass, and this time they're going to hand it off to Holloway. Hard running by Ben as he gets to the 46-yard line, a gain of 3. And it looks like Nick Polio, the starting center, is down for the Blue Jays, a 6-foot sophomore. Played his high school football at Glenbard South High School, and they're attending to him. So the injuries piling up here in the second half for both teams. Like to remind you that this afternoon's game is being brought to you by Elmhurst BMW, located at 466 West Lake Street. Visit them online at www.elmhurstbmw.com. Also, this afternoon's game is being brought to you by Jaguar Elmhurst, located at 490 West Lake Street. Check their website out at www.jaguarelmhurst.com. Langhorst Field, the site for Blue Jay football. Homecoming weekend here at Elmhurst, and the Blue Jays on top of the Big Blue by a score of 13-7. Nick Polio coming out, limping a little bit, but boy, let's hope Nick is going to be okay. Second down and 7 for Hernandez. Going to hand it off to Holloway, straight up the middle running for a gain of 3. Quintaz Wright was there to make the tackle. Third down and a long 3 here as we are at the 1-minute mark here of the third quarter. Hernandez, straight drop, looking to his left, fires, and that pass is incomplete, intended for Casey Dobchek. Little bit of contact there. David Rivers was there on the coverage. No call, no flag by the official. 4th down, and the Blue Jays are going to punt. Blake Bailey coming in to do the punting chores here for the Blue Jays. Jordan Smith is back deep for the Big Blue. 52 seconds remaining. Bailey gets it off, not much of a rush, and this one is going to bounce out of bounds near the 20-yard line, and it will be indeed right at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Big Blue with just 45 seconds left to play here in the third. Couple of field goals by Caden Truniger, a 28-yarder and a 27-yarder. 18-yard touchdown pass from Jake Tahaney to Jim Robley. The scoring for the Blue Jays here this afternoon. They lead it 13-7, quarterback draw. Cal Port has room, and as he gets tackled at the 39-yard line, nice gain. It's actually going to be spotted at the 38-yard line, so 18 yards on the run by Cal Port. Half a minute remaining here in the third. Port working out of the gun, 2 wide receivers to his left. Instead, he's going to hand it off to Cozy. And Cozy goes straight up the middle, and boy, not much there at all. See big number 56, Sean Kelly, clapping his hands after that play. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. 2nd down and 10, and that will end the third quarter. 3 quarters in the books here from Langhorst Field. Homecoming weekend, and so far so good. 13-7, the Blue Jays on top of the Big Blue. 15 minutes left to play in this CCIW battle. Again, Elmhurst looking to snap this 5-game losing skid and get its first CCIW victory of the season.
Sure looks beautiful outside right now.
Well, the fourth quarter, the Blue Jays have had success in the fourth quarter. Elmhurst has outscored its opponents in the fourth quarter 31-19. The 31 points in the fourth quarter are the most that the Blue Jays have scored in any quarter this season. Numbers at the end of the third quarter. Total offensive plays, Millikin at 64, Elmhurst with 41, but Elmhurst with 253 total yards of offense. First play of this fourth quarter is a run by Richard Cozy. Cozy will lose a yard. Spotted at the 37-yard line. Just underway. We thank you for logging on to BlueJayTV.com. Blue Jays on top, 13-7. Port, little screen to Cozy, and Cozy across midfield to the 45 and brought down inside the 40 to the 39-yard line of the Blue Jays. So Richard Cozy getting the screen, and boy, doing a lot of that on his own after the catch, brings it all the way to the 39-yard line. And this is Graham, the ball carrier. He bounces off of a tackle. Cameron Graham, a 5'6" freshman out of Cordova, Tennessee. So boy, oh boy, the Big Blue going deep into their backfield in the depth charts here. Jazante Howard apparently is injured. George Jimerson has been injured as well. Richard Cozy is not in there. Instead, now it's 31, Cameron Graham. Graham getting the ball carrier, is the ball carrier, I should say. He bounces off of tackles and gets down to the 30-yard line. He picks up 4. Stefan Postman came up to make the tackle. Hurry up offense, no huddle for the Big Blue. As we approach the 13-minute mark of this game, Richard Cozy is back into the game in the backfield for the Big Blue. Ball on the near hash mark at the 30-yard line. 3rd down and 1 for the Big Blue.
It's 3rd down and 1. And the snap to Port. He'll give back. That's
Port, Cozy, and Cozy will get the 1st down. Sean Jay with the tackle, but not before Cozy picks up 4 all the way down to the 26-yard line. They'll move the chains, 1st and 10.
in the slot right now is Lots.
So the Big Blue effectively running the football on this drive here and doing it not with their 1st or 2nd string backs.
Next man up. That's the best program.
1st and 10 from the 26-yard line. And this is Cozy. Cozy for a tough 3 yards as he gets to the 23-yard line. 12:27 left. Big Blue driving, trailing by 6. Well, if you look at your monitor, the sun is shining. It really looks beautiful out there, but trust me, the wind has been a factor and has been a problem again. A wind advisory all the way up until 6 o'clock this evening here in the Elmhurst area. Cozy, again, they go right back to him. Power running right up the middle, and on forward progress, they're going to mark him close to the 20-yard line. It is indeed spotted right at the 20. 3rd down and 4. The Big Blue needs to get to the 16-yard line. Again, it's Cozy straight up the middle, and he'll get about 2. Jim Phelps was there to make the tackle defensively for the Blue Jays. Big 4th down coming up for the Big Blue. It'll be 4th and a couple. Boy, the Blue Jay defense, they have come through all afternoon. Coach Plans asking for another big stop here on 4th down. Wind blowing into the face of Cal Port. 4th and 2, and this is Graham, and Graham gets inside the 15 for a 1st down. Wow. 4 yards on that pickup by Graham. They needed only a couple, but he got it down to the 15. 1st and 10. 10:46 remaining. Both teams with 3 timeouts left. Graham now right behind Port. Graham, the ball carrier, to this side, and a flag is down as Graham gets down to the 8-yard line, a pickup of 7, but we'll see what the flag is all about. Usually it's a holding where that flag is thrown. We'll see what this is all about. It is indeed a holding call against Millikin. Heard from Mike Cunningham, the referee. Still be 1st down, but the ball goes all the way back now to the 25. 1st and 20. Graham is the back for the Big Blue. He gets the call here, blocking, and he tries to cut it back, and it's going to result in a 2-yard loss. It looked like it was Sean Kelly, number 56, came up to make the tackle as Graham tried to cut it inside. Well, actually, that was Romaine Richards, number 52, came from behind to make the tackle. So it is a 3-yard loss as we are under the 10-minute mark. Back to the 28-yard line. 2nd down and long for the Big Blue. This time it is Cozy straight up the middle, and he'll get maybe a yard or 2. Sean Kelly was in among others on that one. 3rd and long now for the Big Blue. Richard Cozy now back in. 3rd down and 27. Coming up on the 9-minute mark now. Port going deep to the far side, to the end zone, and that one is picked off. Brandon Greer with the coverage and the interception as the Big Blue were trying to go for it all, and Brandon Greer gets the pick. Well, Brandon Greer, who is among the conference leaders in tackles, he is also the leader in solo tackles for the Blue Jays, comes up with the pick here. The senior out of Mount Carmel. So the Blue Jays, boy, they love to run this clock out. 9:03 left. 1st and 10 from the 20. Hernandez, play action as he rolls out here to the near side. Throw, pass is complete down to the 36-yard line, but there is a penalty marker down as Ben Friedrich with the reception, the tight end for the Blue Jays. An eligible man downfield against the Blue Jays is the call. Boy, that negates a really nice play from Hernandez to Friedrich. Ball is back to the 15-yard line after the penalty. It'll be 1st down and 15 for the Blue Jays. 8:47 left. Blue Jays trying to hang on to the 6-point lead. 13-7 Elmhurst. Hernandez sends Jim Robley in motion. Going to hand it off here to Brock Bethke. And Bethke, he goes nowhere. Davion Jefferson was there, number 99 at the end of that play. Also Kyle Ramos was there as well, number 36. Ramos, the 5'10 senior linebacker, coming up with the play. You saw Jefferson there at the end coming and making the tackle. It was a loss of 3 down to back to the 12, so it's 2nd down 18. Be careful here. Under 8 minutes to go here in this one. 2nd and 18. Hernandez going to Mamashore, and that one is incomplete. Bobby Brake came up and almost had the interception for the Big Blue. As Brake comes up a little slowly. Brake, a 6'1 sophomore safety, came up and almost had the pick. It was sort of a jump ball kind of situation between him and Mamashore, and simply an incomplete pass. 3rd down and long. 7:46 remaining in this one. 3rd down and 18 for Hernandez and the Blue Jays. Hernandez under some pressure, setting up the screen here to the near side, but that's going nowhere. Coming up and making the tackle was number 34 for the Big Blue, Jaquan Harrell, sophomore linebacker from Blue Island, Illinois. Went to Eisenhower High School, and so now coming in and getting ready to punt is Blake Bailey. Well, the Big Blue back deep from Millikin, Jordan Smith. The Big Blue going to get excellent field position here as Bailey is about 4 yards deep into the end zone. And Bailey gets off a decent punt. It will take a Blue Jay roll. It will go in, well, they're going to spot it right at midfield. Well, once again, this Blue Jay defense is going to have to come out here and make some plays and stop this Big Blue offensive unit. 13-7. You are logged on to BlueJayTV.com. Mark Kruger delighted to bring you all the action here. Blue Jay football here, homecoming weekend from beautiful Langhorst Field. 7:04 left. Cal Port. 1st and 10, Big Blue right from midfield. Give is to Cozy. He'll get about 3 to the 47. Tackled on the play by Sean Kelly. 2nd down and 7 from the 47. And again, we keep an eye on that clock. 6:45 remaining. 2nd and 7. A.J. Fox coming here to the near side. The handoff is to Cozy, and he gets tripped up by Brandon Greer. So Greer, after the pick in the end zone, comes up and makes a big tackle here. Take another look at it. 26 coming up, making the stop. 3rd down and 9 for the Big Blue. As we are at the 6-minute mark now of this one. Port and the Big Blue facing 3rd down and 9. They get the play off with 3 seconds on the play clock. Port over the middle, pass is complete, and it's going to be a 1st down. Patrick Cooper with the reception, and he'll be down at the 32-yard line. 17-yard pass reception. From Cal Port to Patrick Cooper. 2 sophomores connecting with each other here. 1st and 10, Big Blue from the 32. Port looking to throw again. Deep here to the near side. And did he come down with it? It is a touchdown. What a catch by Tyrese Hines. Tyrese Hines with a diving effort in the corner of the end zone with the touchdown, and right now we are tied at 13. Here's another look at it here. Cal Port going deep to his left. Tyrese Hines with the diving. Boy, I'm not so sure he wasn't out of bounds. William Rabley for the lead. Extra point is good, and the Big Blue lead at 14-13. Oh, my. Well, it was a beautifully thrown ball. Cal Port to Tyrese Hines. Here's another look at it here. Port had time, throws the diving effort, and yeah, he may have got, well, it's just a tough. Brandon Greer with the coverage. Touchdown, Tyrese Hines. For Tyrese Hines, that is his 5th touchdown of the season. Came into this afternoon with 19 catches for 312 yards. That, perhaps his biggest catch of the season. So Juwan Gaines now is back deep for the Big Blue, and Elmhurst down by 1 with 5:22 left. Adam Peters will kick it away. And Adam requesting some help. Marquise Yarbrough coming in. Now Marquise is not going to hold the football up. Adam Peters will try to do this. Well, and now the football falls over again. So Yarbrough comes in and he will hold it up for Peters. Well, Orlando Hernandez, we're gonna have to lead his team. To a score here for the final 5:22 left. They keep it away from Juwan Gaines. And a fair catch signal as Treston Womack caught the ball. So it'll be at the 25-yard line. And there you see the fair catch signal. So it'll be 1st and 10 Blue Jays from the 25-yard line. 5:19 remaining. Well, Caden Schruninger has had a 27-yard field goal and a 8-yard field goal already today. And so they just need to get in the field goal range for him. 5:19 remaining. Hernandez to the far side to Mamashore. Nice catch, and he goes out of bounds at the 30-yard line to pick up a 5. 2nd and 5. 5:14 remaining. Good start to this drive for the Blue Jays. Again, Orlando Hernandez in for Jake Tahaney. Tahaney was the starting quarterback here today, went out with an injury, so it is Orlando Hernandez.
Quarterback is not the one that started the game. It's Orlando Hernandez.
Hernandez is going to hand it off to Holloway, and he'll get to the 33. It'll bring up third down and call it 2 yards to go here for the Blue Jays. Ball is at the 38-yard line, a pickup of 3. Big third down here. Big Blue defense trying to get their faithful fired up on the far side. Blue Jays with all 3 of their timeouts remaining as we approach the 4-minute mark. Hernandez on third down and 2. Going to give to Holloway, and it looks like he is going to get it as he dove across the 35. They are going to move the chains. 4 minutes remaining here in this one. Straight up the middle running by Holloway as he dives for the first down. A great finish here this afternoon. Homecoming weekend here at Elmhurst College. See if the Blue Jays can come away with the win here. 3:42 left. 1st and 10 from the 35. Hernandez is going to hand it off. Here's Holloway with some blocking. 40, and he gets brought down at the 44-yard line, a pickup of 9. Bobby Brake, number 20, came up to make the tackle. It'll be 2nd down and a yard to go for Elmhurst. Big run by Ben Holloway. So now the Blue Jays with a number of opportunities here, 2nd and short. We are already at the approaching the 3-minute mark here. 2nd and 1 for Hernandez. 2 wide receivers to his left. Instead, he looks to the right. Mamishore, and it was well overthrown. Jacob was well covered as well. Underneath was David Rivers, and coming across over the top was number 29, Adam Hayes. And there's the double coverage, and it'll be checked at 3rd down in the yard now for the Blue Jays. Third and a yard for Hernandez. He's going to hand it off to Holloway, and boy, oh boy, he's not going to even get back to the line of scrimmage. He is going to lose a yard on the play. Great pursuit by the Big Blue defense. Boy, they read that one beautifully. Gabe Zayatone, number 38, on the bottom of that pile. So now it's 4th down and 2 after that 1-yard loss. 2:27 remaining. This could be the game, folks. 4th and 2. 2:15 left. Hernandez is going to throw. Pass to Mamishore, complete for a 1st down. Mamishore still going, and he's tackled at midfield. Tackled by Davion Jefferson, number 99. They're moving the chains. What a huge, huge play. Hernandez to Mamishore. Mamishore actually tackled by Marquise Yarbrough. 1st and 10, Blue Jays from midfield. Under 2 minutes to go. Hernandez steps up. Now he's going to run with it. And he'll pick up a yard to the 49. 1:46 left, and the Blue Jays will burn one of their 3 timeouts. Nobody open downfield, so Hernandez was going to run with it, and he picked up a yard. 1:46 left. Elmhurst with 2 timeouts remaining. Again, the wind is to the back right now of the Blue Jays. Again, Caden Truniger has 2 field goals already today, a 27-yarder and a 28-yarder. Blue Jays were up 10-7 at the half. They scored Truninger scored converted on his second field goal to make it 13-7. The Big Blue came back with a touchdown and the extra point to make it 14-13. And now the Blue Jays, 2nd and 9 from Millikin's 49-yard line, trailing by 1:46 to go. Hernandez, quarterback draw, and he will get to the 46. A pickup of 3. David Jones, number 41, was there to make the tackle. Boy. It's going to be third down. Check that, 3rd down and 6. Hernandez, quick, and it was deflected at the line of scrimmage. Tried to go to the a slant pattern there, but it was deflected, hit by one of the linemen, so it is now going to be 4th down and 6. Hernandez is only 5'9". So here we go, folks. Again, this could be the game. The Blue Jays with 2 timeouts left, 4th down and 6. They need to get to the 40-yard line. Remember the last 4th down, Hernandez hit Jacob Mamashore for a 1st down. Jacob is to the bottom of your monitor. Jawan Gaines in the slot to the bottom, and now we got a penalty flag. Well, before the delay of game penalty, Elmhurst calls a timeout. The play clock was winding down, and so the Blue Jays call a timeout. And so they now, boy, that was a tough timeout to take. So they now have only 1 left.
I'm guessing you got to get to about the 27, about the 23-yard line. That's a 40-yard.
The Blue Jays trying to get into field goal range, but first things first, they need to convert here on 4th down and 6. It has been a crazy day here. It's been a very competitive football game. Throw in the wild weather. And we're in again for a great finish here. The Blue Jays down by 1, facing a 4th and 6. And this undoubtedly will be your game. The Blue Jays again trying to convert on 4th down on this drive. Again, they need to get to the 40-yard line. 4th down and 6. Hernandez, straight drop, looking, and now he almost got sacked. He's going to run with the ball, and he will get brought down at the 45-yard line. 5 yards short of the 1st down marker, and the ball will go over to the Big Blue. Take another look at it here. He almost got sacked back at the 48, came up and got tackled at the 45. And so on downs, the ball will go over to the Big Blue. So Millikin trying to hold on and win for the 4th straight week. 1:07 left. Again, the Blue Jays can stop the clock one more time. They've got 1 timeout left. And Cal Port will take a knee, and the Blue Jays will call their final timeout. So with 1:03 left, really the Big Blue can take a couple of knees here, and that would do it. Well, if the Big Blue hangs on here, boy, they would improve to 6-1. They would move to 5-1 in the CCIW. North Central defeated Carthage, so the Cardinals moved to 5-1 on the year. Millikin next week would host Illinois Wesleyan. The Blue Jays, if they would fall here today, would fall to 1-6 on the year and 0-6 in league play. Port takes the knee. The Blue Jays cannot stop the clock. And it'll be 3rd down, and Port will take the knee one more time. Boy, a tough loss here at Langhorse Field for the Blue Jays. Elmhurst coming up short, trying to get their first CCIW win of the season. The Blue Jays will travel to Naperville next Saturday. It's a 2 o'clock start against the Cardinals. It is North Central's homecoming. So again, a knee and the clock will run out. So a 1-point win for the Big Blue. Their second 1-point win of the season. They beat Augustana by 1 back on September 29th, 28-27. They're going to knock off the Blue Jays here this afternoon by a score of 14-13. So that will do it. The clock down to 0. Millikin gets the road victory. The Big Blue have now won 4 straight. Meanwhile, the losing streak is now at 6 for the Blue Jays. So that'll do it here from Langhorst Field. We hope you enjoyed the telecast here this afternoon. We thank you again for logging on to BlueJayTV.com. The Blue Jays come up short here this afternoon, falling to Millikin 14-13. Have a great weekend, everybody. So long.